Hey everyone, just doing a response video to Retribution Angel's tagging video and his 20 questions. So here we go. How did I get into wargaming? I basically started with miniatures, just doing various different things, probably when I was about 7 or 8, I guess, just various different models, but I guess that's not really wargaming, so to speak. I think my first actual wargame I played was Hero Quest, and I think that was at about maybe 10, something like that, I'm pretty sure. Played a few games of Hero Quest, then we had a local hobby store open up, and went in there and I saw my first Citadel miniatures. Went in there and I bought, I think my first box set was, that's basically the start of my wargaming. Bought a few miniatures there, and started playing Warhammer Fantasy not long after that. So how long have I been playing? I guess that's what, say 14 years, somewhere thereabouts. What wargames do I play? I play Warhammer Fantasy. I have done Warhammer 40k in the past. I have just started another army. I did take a break from 40k for quite some time. I wasn't terribly excited with it back in the day, but giving it a shot again. Just started a Blood Angels army, so we'll see how that goes. Fantasy is definitely my favourite out of those two games that I've played. I've also started playing in a role-playing game as well. I've been playing, what's it called? Can't think of the name right now, but it's the the Warhammer 40k version of the role-playing game. Rogue Trader, that's what it's called. I've been playing that a bit with some mates at the local club that I help run. What armies do I play, or have I played? First army I collected was Warhammer Fantasy High Elves. That was quite enjoyable. Second army I've collected was Warhammer Orcs and Goblins, which I'm still collecting. I've pretty much finished my collection of those. I've just got to go through and paint them all. I've had a Dark Angels army, or Dark Angels slash Black Templars army. Back in the day, it was sort of 50-50 mix of the two. Since then I've gotten rid of that, and yeah, now I've got the Blood Angels army. What is my least favourite army? And what would I never play? Really don't know. I don't really have any favourites or least favourites at this stage, I don't think. It was I kind of like all the armies, to be brutally honest. There's no real favourites or least favourites as far as I'm aware. I just choose armies basically depending on their backstory and what the figures look like, to be brutally honest, because I'm more of a modeler, I guess. I've already done my first army. The first model kit I bought, I believe it was a very old box of Blackhawks. It was, I think it was like 12 or 14 or something, and they were the really old, lanky, tall Blackhawks, like thin and lanky ones. They're a bit strange, but I was definitely drawn to them by the way that the Games Workshop or Citadel had painted those. They had these really cool sort of check markings on them and stuff like that, and that was real eye-catching, and I liked that. I went through and painted those with Humbrol paints. They were the first paints I started using. I didn't really like those being oil-based, and they started using sort of acrylics more commonly, so I started using acrylics. Why do I collect the army that I play? Yeah, for that exact same reason. Just purely because I like the models and I like the backstory. And I do like the way the Orc and Goblin army plays. It's sort of more comical than the average one. It's quite random in its effects in the game. So some days you'll have a really, really strong army, other days you won't, depending on dice rolls, so it's very mixed up in that respect. how much do I spend approximately on wargaming in my entire life? Oh, it would be many thousands. I'm not sure exactly what the figure would be, but approximately each month, I guess I'd probably spend, I don't know, $50, $100 maybe at best. I'm definitely more the hobbyist. Going to question 10. I do game, of course, as well. Haven't taken part in any sort of real tournaments other than the ones that we've run out of our club, so nothing real big there. So definitely more of a hobbyist. Do I paint all my models? I definitely try to. I am a very slow painter myself, generally speaking. But I definitely try and field as much of a painted army as I can. I sometimes have some unpainted ones there on the board, but I'll do my best. How good a painter am I on a scale of 1 to 10? Well, I don't really believe in the whole Golden Demon standard thing, because I think when you look at Golden Demon entries, you see very different painting styles. It's not really so much a level of painting, so to speak. It's more, I guess, the adjudication of the board of judges on the day, really, what they like and dislike as far as the models are concerned. Because look at most of the entries to them, and they all look really, really good, but it all comes down to whether or not the judges like them on the day, I guess. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I guess, when you're talking about like character models and stuff that I spend quite a bit of time on, I'd probably say I'm about a 6, maybe a 7 at best. I don't really rate myself all that well, but I'm probably over criticizing myself. But do I read White Dwarf? Usually buy them each month. Sometimes I miss an issue or so, but I try and keep up to date on what's sort of coming out with Games Workshop. But I definitely have to agree with what others have been saying, where it's definitely become more of an advertising piece more than the hobbyist / gamer mag that it used to be when I started, which is very disappointing, but I can understand their reasonings behind it, obviously trying to sell more. Alright, do I stay updated on the game? Well, obviously I just said that. I do check out the FAQs as long as they regarded, or as long as they pertain to the armies that I collect, of course. Do I play to win? Well, that is the plan, but I definitely go in there for the fun of it. If I don't win, oh well, but as long as I have fun along the way, that's perfectly fine with me. Do I play in tournaments? Like I said before, I've only played small tournaments just at our local club here, so I'm not really a tournament gamer, so to speak, at this stage. How good of a gamer am I? I guess my strategy is good, but it doesn't always work out to the best, so I guess I'd rate myself from a scale to 1 to 10. I'd probably say probably a 6 or a 7 as well, maybe not even that, maybe a 5. Did I ever cheat in a game? Not that I'm aware of. Obviously there's chances for inadvertent cheating through not knowing the rules and stuff like that. There's definitely been times in the past like that when we've had new editions come out where we haven't known the rules, and obviously that sort of thing does come into it, but I wouldn't call that cheating. I guess it's just not knowing the rules exactly to the word. Do I sometimes get mad when I lose? Sometimes. I can lose my cool, but it's usually through bad luck throughout the game. If I get some really bad dice rolling, it's quite annoying with leadership tests with the Orc and Goblin army playing fantasy. You do get a lot of issues with units running away and so on. And yeah, having bad rolling there obviously can be incredibly frustrating. But usually I'm pretty good, I think. Am I a lucky gamer? Like I just said, quite often I get some pretty poor rolling happening. But then again, I suppose in other areas sometimes I might get some lucky rolling, especially with my Savage Orcs. For some reason they seem to roll up their 6+ ward saves quite a lot. But that seems to be the only thing I can do consistently. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the 20 questions. Hope you enjoyed the video and gives a bit of an insight into what I'm about. Catch you all in the next video.